I won't never do it again because I'll never put Jeff in that situation again.
Lil Jeff was the very gangster he called himself to be. During his reign as a bloodhound superstar, the rapper would kill and tell. To some he was audacious, to others he was a demigod incapable of dying. But was he now? There's new footage making the rounds that has since gone viral. To prove that indeed Lil Jeff might be alive, we're about to find out whether it was a planned move to scare ops even after his death or not. Video showing Lil Jeff alive goes viral. More than 6 months after viral videos of Lil Jeff getting shot broke the internet, another video has surfaced online that has sparked awkward conversations this time around. Fans are saying the rapper may still be alive and hiding out somewhere. The video in question is the visuals from a collaborative effort between Lil Jeff and Q50, which is titled BH4L. The song sees both Lil Jeff and Q50 pledge their unwavering allegiance to the Bloodhounds, an African-American teenage street gang that resides in Chicago between 79th Street and Maryland Avenue. The video starts with Lil Jeff and Q50 standing beside each other in all-black outfits, before which to a scene that features Jeff throwing hand gang signs. As the music video progresses, we get to see another scene where the duo can be seen in the company of other gang members, vibing to the music while showing off their arsenal of weapons. After a brief intro in Q50, opening the track with a few rap verses, Lil Jeff doesn't disappoint when he enters the song by rapping about having bodies across state lines and doing paid hits. Lil Jeff rapped, "Me and Jeff like Giannis and D step back, shoota like Big Flame, 'cause know I got bodies from state to state. In the mill I'm clapping for the P." Throughout the music video, Lil Jeff and Q50 continue to rap at a high tempo while flashing weapons and paying homage to the Bloodhounds. Meanwhile, another Lil Jeff video that has been creating quite a buzz online is one in which he can be seen rapping in a studio to one of his recently released songs titled Through the Ceiling. In the video, Lil Jeff is in high spirits as he raps to the song while being surrounded by some of his friends. Lil Jeff looks full of life in this clip, and that may explain why some fans might want to suggest that he may be still alive, surprised by the unprecedented number of post-as videos of Lil Jeff that have been surfacing. Online, one Reddit user sparked a wild conversation when they created a thread titled, "This Lil Jeff got the most posthumous videos I ever seen." But what really got the conversation going was the subtitle of the thread that read, "A new vid of this drop. Every day you would think he's still alive." The conversation immediately erupted, with fans presenting various theories to explain why Lil Jeff had an unusually high number of videos surfacing online months after he was killed. One particular fan tried to make sense out the situation when they wrote, "Has found some app with all his lives." Another person commented, "Boy only did 3 things: get high, kill." People in posts about both on the internet, I guess, rap every now and then. A third person wrote, "He was dedicated to rapping for sure. In just 2 quick trips to law he recorded tons of classic verses. Kind of incredible really, dude was prolific at everything he did." Another section of fans pointed out how sad it was that Lil Jeff's talent only started getting the attention it deserved after his death. One person noted his entire success is poster since his death. Lil Jeff's profile has significantly risen, and this has inevitably reflected in the number of streams and views that his music has received in various platforms. So far, he has officially surpassed 500K monthly Spotify listeners, and this spike was largely due to the 2 posthumous albums that have been released since his death. Both BH4L and Through the Ceiling are featured tracks in Lil Jeff's second posthumous album, Bloody Brutus, which was released on January 1, 2025. The album features 15 tracks, which include collaborations with his frequent collaborators like Real Vert and Bloodhound Q50. There is also a collaboration with Bloodhound J Boogie, Lil Jeff's older brother who recently just got out of prison. While this album isn't doing too badly, it is Lil Jeff's first posthumous album, Stepping in Blood, that has undoubtedly made a bigger impression with fans. The album was released on June 26, 2024, and features 12 tracks, including the hugely popular tracks Should've Saw It and a remix featuring G Herbo. The album was so successful that it managed to do what Lil Jeff couldn't manage to achieve while he was alive: shift the attention from his violent lifestyle to his music. In fact, the album's impact was so significant that British YouTuber Trap Lur Ross described it as one of the 3 greatest drill albums of all time in an audio clip shared on Reddit. Ross could be heard saying, "Stepping in Blood is one of the greatest Chicago drill albums the project's ever produced, and it's not just because of the demonic and violent content." Ross added that Lil Jeff's whole flow and delivery throughout this project, combined with the very unique Chicago drill beats that are reminiscent of the golden era of the genre. Muck, Stepping in Blood, an incredible time capture. While Lil Jeff's rap career during his lifetime was tainted by violence and links to multiple murders, his posthumous albums have gone a long way in preserving his legacy within the Chicago drill rap scene. Apart from his music videos that have recently resurfaced online, there are other Lil Jeff clips showing him engaging in eyebrow-raising behaviors that have been making the rounds on various social media platforms. In one of these viral videos, Lil Jeff flags down a passerby while riding in a vehicle while engaging the man in a brief conversation. Lil Jeff flashes a gun and asks, "You have seen one of these, you think you could run from this? Get your ass back," fearing for his life. The man tries to make a run from it, and this is the point where Lil Jeff tells him he is just fooling around. In another apparently old video that recently resurfaced on Reddit, Jeff can be seen holding a gun as he angrily informs his followers how a friend who was also in the video prevented him from killing an ops during a fight at a mall. As the clip progresses, Jeff asks the friend to promise he would do that again, to which he responds. The clip ends with Lil Jeff grumbling about how he wanted to kill all 4 of the ops with a gun but couldn't because his friend wanted him to go scuffle like a mother John Cena. Despite these videos, there is no doubt that Lil Jeff was actually killed during a gunfight last year. A picture from the rapper funeral was even shared by his girlfriend, and it shows her with her hands placed over Lil Jeff's hand with his tattoos very visible. The picture was shared on her social media handle with the profile NamPony365. There were even reports of a fight breaking out between Lil Jeff's girlfriend and his side chick, with Q50 having to step in to break up the scuffle before things got out of hand. Lil Jeff's girl also confirmed his death when she posted a heartbreaking tribute to the rapper while mourning his loss. The tribute, however, came alongside a video that showed a softer side of the rapper that many people aren't familiar with. In the video, Jeff and his girlfriend can be seen choreographing a girly dance routine that ends with them making a giant heart sign with their hands. She captioned the video writing, "You would be so mad that I let the world know you really were a sweetheart. You did whatever for me, literally. I never understood how all was so scared of him. He was my BFF, my Cly, my escape, my whole world." In another similarly unexpected scenario, a video shared from the same TikTok account Pony365 shows Lil Jeff enjoying a sweet moment with his girl as he reads her a storybook. The video left most of his fans shocked, as they wondered how someone feared by nearly all rappers in the Chicago drill rap scene could be captured in such a vulnerable moment. But while Lil Jeff's girl may have been used to a sweeter version of the rapper, what everyone else saw when they looked at the rapper was a monster and killing machine. Lil Jeff was a real demon. Lil Jeff remained relatively unknown in the Chicago drill rap scene until a particularly shocking and violent incident pushed him into public reckoning. It all happened in the afternoon of January 26, 2024, when 2 teenage boys, 16-year-old Robert Boston, aka Lil Rob, and 17-year-old Montario Williams, aka Monty, were shot and killed while walking out of a high school in downtown Chicago. According to police, the boys were among a group of students who were walking out of Innovations High School during their lunch break when a group of masked men hopped out of a blue Infiniti and fired shots at them. A group of individuals excited said vehicles fired multiple times, striking 2 of the teenage students of Innovations High School CPD. Deputy Chief John Hinn said the boys were rushed to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, and they arrived in critical condition. However, they later succumbed to their injuries. The incident went viral after videos capturing the fatal shooting surfaced online. The first video captures the actual shooting and shows a blue Infiniti pulling up in front of the elevators of the Washington W. Bash station before 3 masked men got out, ran towards the victims, and fired multiple shots at them. Once they were sure they had hit their targets, the men ran back into the vehicle and hurriedly fled the scene. In another video that captures the aftermath of the shooting, Lil Rob and Monty can be seen lying lifeless on the ground, while being surrounded by other seemingly stunned students. At some point in the video, one of the victims can be heard screaming, "Ah!" which would later be the center of another controversy involving Lil Jeff after the rapper used it in a diss song about the double homicides. But we will get into more on this later on in this section. Shortly after the shooting, detectives receive the anonymous tip which named Lil Jeff as one of the shooters, as well as pointing them to an Instagram page with the video of the 3 gunmen inside the getaway car. The video was shared on Lil Jeff's Instagram stores just 15 minutes after the shooting occurred and shows the three gunmen wearing black masks while rapping the verse of a song that depicts gunmen wearing masks and riding in a stolen vehicle before shooting at an ops at some point in the video. Lil Jeff, who is seated in the passenger seat, drags down his mask to reveal his true identity. Barely a month after the shooting, Lil Jeff will go on to claim the hit on Lil Rob and Monty in his track Ah, which was released on February 16, 2024. In the song, Lil Jeff WS them, did what they did and had to pay the consequence. You know that still hop out blasting when I'm sliding and I be driving, just thirsty as damn. His little stupid. In this verse, Lil Jeff talks about the teenagers getting the consequence for some they did, which is in line with reports that the shooting was in retaliation for the teenagers robbing Lil Jeff and going away with two of his wrists. As if stealing his luxury pieces wasn't bad enough, Lil Rob and Monty then added insult to injury when they took to social media to mock Lil Jeff over the incident. Unsurprisingly, Jeff saw this as the ultimate insult and set in motion plans to ensure that the teenagers paid for their sins as the song progresses. Lil Jeff mocks the slain teenagers when he references the aftermath of the shooting when they could be heard screaming in pain. He spits, "When I speak, it's only facts." He was screaming, "Ah," when he got hit real tough up on the net. Now he on the floor, looking like a Kanye ___ here. Lil Jeff viciously mocks Lil Rob and Monty as he references how they screamed in pain as they gradually died from multiple bullet wounds. Lil Jeff later talked about adding two hats after two people got hit. The song immediately went viral and blew up Lil Jeff into public recognition, with more people trying to know the person behind the brutal killing of the teenagers. Before long, the double homicide made it to national news, and even those who were not regular fans of drill rap music turned their attention to all the drama that erupted from the fatal shooting, including the Chicago Police Department's hunt for the suspected killers. But while the police didn't seem to have any leads on the surface, Lil Jeff and his crew continued to claim the hit, thereby drawing the attention of the cops to themselves. Q50 would also join Lil Jeff in self-snitching when he seemingly rapped about how the double homicide went down in one of his songs. In the music video, Q50 can be seen wearing all black and flashing weapons while in the company of several similarly dressed men, and they all look primed for a shootout. At some point in the clip, Q50 spits blood, said he trying to go spin, "We can spin downtown." Last two got lifted. Once again, it's no surprise the fatal shooting took place in downtown Chicago and led to the death of two people. Although Q50's lyrics are eerily reminiscent of what played out during the shooting and made it look as if he was one of the gunmen, he was never arrested for the murder, and the police investigation into shooting has now revealed that his lyrics may have been all for clout. This became apparent after police authorities arrested two of the suspects linked to the fatal shooting earlier this year. The first suspect, Tommy Coleman aka T-Slick, was arrested on January 29, 2025. He was arrested in the 5700 block of North Mason Avenue. He was subsequently charged with 2 felony counts of first-degree murder, aggravated discharge of a firearm from an occupied vehicle, and possession of a weapon by a felon. The second suspect, 20-year-old James Allison, aka Jay, was arrested by the Chicago Police Department and U.S. Marshals Great Lakes Regional Task Force on February 3, 2025, in the 2200 block of North Main Street in Crown Point, Indiana. J-Mo was hit with the same charges as T-Slick and made his first appearance in court about a week after his arrest. According to sources, J-Mo was Lil Rob and Monty's classmate at Innovations High School, and he was instrumental in providing information that helped the gunman track and killed the teenagers. While Jeff's death meant he couldn't answer for his crimes, the investigation still unveiled him as the mastermind behind the attack that killed Lil Rob and Monty. In the aftermath of their deaths, Lil Jeff proudly claimed the hats, but those weren't the only murders linked to the rapper before his death. Jeff repeatedly claimed that he had killed 11 people, but the names of all the victims were never established. One of the most prominent murders linked to Jeff was the brutal killing of 19-year-old Jalel Go aka Lay in June 0123. He was shot and killed as he sat inside a rideshare car in Little Italy. At the time, Leal's family worked for a violence outreach group known as Project Hood, and his death came as a shock to the community. While speaking on Leal's death, Pastor Corey Brooks, founder of the nonprofit group, said he tragically fell victim to a senseless act of gun Violence, a harsh reality we've pledged to combat. We will honor the memory of our colleague's son by intensifying our efforts to prevent such tragedies in the future. Lee was in the 1300 block of West Taylor Street when someone walked up to the car and fired multiple shots at him through the car window. The rideshare driver managed to flee the scene and took Lael to Rush University Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead shortly after the incident. Lil Jeff would take to social media to post a video showing him reenacting how Lael was killed. In the video, Jeff can be seen running up to a white car parked at a gas station. Once he is by the window of the back seat, he uses his hands to demonstrate, like he is shooting at the car. In several other videos and live Lil Jeff would go on to claim the hit on Leah and also hint that the murder was in retaliation for the fatal shooting of his cousin Z Money, who was killed by Trap City members. These back-and-forth killings would culminate in a full-on war between Trap City and Drill City that eventually led to Lil Jeff's death. Lil Jeff's death was an offshoot of a gang feud that had turned the streets of Chicago to a war zone, with street executions and drive-by shootings becoming common practice over the past half-decade. During this time, the main actors in this feud were two Chicago street gangs, Drill City and Trap City. Drill City, also known as the Bloodhounds, is a hybrid gang based in the east side between 79th Street to Maryland Avenue. The gang is known to have beef with a large number of gangs throughout the city, and even extending to the south side. However, over the years, the most significant of those rivalries has been with Trap City from the south side and another gang called BKN from the west side. For now, we will focus on their beef with Trap City, a set of the gangster disciples based out of the Woodlaw neighborhood. But before these two gangs declared war on each other, they were allied, and their members even openly fraternized with each other. In fact, an old picture that was recently shared on Reddit captures Bloodhound Lil Jeff, Bloodhound Q50, and Trap City Taro enjoying a chilled moment before the beef. However, the emergence of Lil Jeff as a top figure within the Bloodhounds created a negative shift in that relationship. The friendship between the gangs would break down irretrievably in 2023. Following a series of events that start with Lil Jeff allegedly stealing a chain that belonged to a Trap City member during a 2024 interview. Trap City Rob, the man who allegedly killed Jeff, confirmed the validity of this report in the interview. Rob and Trap City Taro explained that they used to be cool with the Bloodhounds until Jeff decided to run off with the chain of one of their homies. Rob said,
"Stole the chain, bro. We tried like took it. He stole my own chain."
What Trap City did next set up a cycle of violence that has claimed several lives in a very short time. On March 16, 2023, Trap City allegedly orchestrated the murder of 22-year-old Zaire Nelson, aka Z Money Nelson, was Lil Jeff's cousin and also had close ties with several Bloodhound members. His brutal killing set Lil Jeff on a murderous rampage that saw him acquire a double-digit body count within a space of 1 year. This killing spree started with the fatal shooting of Jello Go, a Trap City member, in June 2023. That same year, Jeff and Q50 allegedly shot another Trap City member named Glenn 15 times. But he miraculously survived the attack. The Bloodhounds, or Lil Jeff, must have really wanted Glenn dead, because nearly a year after the first attack, Lil Jeff tried to take him out again. But this time the attack backfired horribly, with Lil Jeff getting shot multiple times. The incident happened in the afternoon of June 8, 2024, while Lil Jeff was on a drill. Thankfully, surveillance footage captured the whole thing as it went down. In a video that quickly went viral, Lil Jeff can be seen hopping out of a car and chasing after an unidentified man believed to be Trap City Glenn, before firing multiple shots at him. It isn't clear how many times the man was hit, but police scanner records show that he was struck once on the chest despite suffering a bullet wound. The man manages to run into a nearby building with Lil Jeff hot on his heels. Just as Lil Jeff tries to enter the building through the front door, multiple shots send him crashing back down the steps and onto the porch there. The man stands over him and shoots at Jeff repeatedly at close range. In another clip that captures another angle from the incident, Lil Jeff's homies can be seen firing multiple shots in Lil Jeff's direction as they try to save their friend. At some point, one of the men, who is later identified as Q50, can be seen firing at a vehicle that passes through the road. At that moment, as the gun battle intensifies, Q50 and the other man quickly retreat into their vehicle to flee the scene. Q50 even noticeably has a limp as he runs into the getaway vehicle, which may signify that he was shot on the leg during the gunfight, after reportedly circling around the area to make sure the coast was clear. Q50 returned with the other man to carry Lil Jeff to the hospital. In a photo that was shared on social media, the two men can be seen carrying Lil Jeff's body from the front porch and into the vehicle. However, there was very little chance of him surviving such an attack. He was reportedly shot 19 times at close range and was pronounced dead at the hospital. The sheer audacity of the attack left the community in shock, with fans forced to call out the glorification of gang violence amongst drill rappers, which had turned the streets of Chicago into a war zone. Apart from the trail of blood left during this incident, there were more than 50 shell casings discovered at the scene, which painted the picture of the destruction that had taken place in just a short space of time. Few days after the shooting, the internet went wild with speculations that Lil Jeff was killed by a Trap City gang member named Robert Coleman, aka a Trap City Rob. The rumors were further solidified by an old video that surfaced online showing Rob sitting on the front porch of the house where Jeff was killed. Rob later revealed in an interview that the house belonged to his grandmother, and he had been living there for some time. This only fueled the rumors that Trap City Rob was the one that killed Lil Jeff, and before long the internet had dubbed him Defensive Player of the Year, while Rob never alludes to being Jeff's killer. Some of his words in the aftermath of the shooting may have given him away. When he was asked during a July 2024 interview if there was anything about the case and the drama surrounding his alleged involvement in Jeff's kill that he would like to clear up, Rob responded, said,
I think the video, I think that I was like, damn, there's 6 niggas out there, you know? It's crazy, bro.
This statement Rob alludes to the fact that he was present at the time of the murder, and seemingly suggests that he had no choice but to defend his home after it was invaded by 6 ops. To make matters worse, days after Lil Jeff was killed, Trap City shared a video showing several of their members at the home where the rapper was killed, recreating the murder scene in the video. A man can be seen mimicking Lil Jeff's movement as he chases after the ops. Just as he gets to the door, he falls to the ground like he has been shot, and this was followed by loud cheers from the crowd of Trap City members present. But the drama didn't end here, as Trap City members were celebrating Lil Jeff's death. The rapper's father sent out a warning to them, telling them that the beef wasn't over. In a post that was shared on Facebook, Jeffrey Harris wrote, "And to let it be known, y'all didn't get him. He came trying to get y'all, and what happened happened." But the saga continues. Clear the streets. Since making this threat, more deaths have been recorded on both sides, but still no one has been arrested for Lil Jeff's murder. Although Trap City Rob was initially charged for the murder late last year, the charges were subsequently dropped due to a lack of evidence. However, the saga doesn't seem like it's ending anytime soon, and that may not be the best thing for the streets of Chicago and its residents. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.